We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Bam. The 17th and penultimate episode of Quantum Leap is now upon us. This episode is called The Friendly Skies. Let's get cracking. In The Friendly Skies, Ben finds himself leapt into the body and life of a flight attendant in the 1970s aboard a plane that historically goes down and crashes. Apparently though, nobody knows why it went down. That's something that he has to find out and stop without the help of Ziggy, because those in modern day decide to unplug Ziggy based off of the intel that Janice gave them last time about Ziggy being a mole. Alright, so historically, a penultimate episode of any given TV show is just as important, if not more important, than the finale itself, because it's typically seen as the building up episode. Tensions are riding high, things are about to go down, but also historically, for Quantum Leap, whenever something big happens in this revival series, the next episode is significantly tamer. And I would say the same once again goes here. Ziggy is the so-called mole. Sure, their answer to that is, shut down Ziggy. Let's not worry about it until the next episode. That's not exactly what they said, of course, but that is certainly what I heard, because it once again followed that structure of ignoring the big thing that happens in the previous episode by having a average episode that follows it. The episode wasn't bad, don't get me wrong, I did enjoy it quite a bit, but as a penultimate episode, that's where I'm left questioning if it was as good as it could have been, and I just don't think it was. That being said, the plain story, the hijacking, it was pretty solid, though the foundation as to the why these hijackers were doing what they were doing was weak. But the actual action of the story and how they got about solving their problem was good. If it was like episode 12 or something, that's what it felt like. It felt like an episode 12, you know, just like a random episode. The only real aspect of the episode that felt like a penultimate anything was the tease at the end, which they'll more than likely just replay at the beginning of the finale, as they usually do. But we get a glimpse into this final jump for the season, which is to the future. We see the remains of what looks to be like the Quantum Leap project in ruins. You see like maybe a broken Ziggy, and out of the shadows comes an older Ian, who says in a very mysterious way, basically, I've been waiting a long time for you, type of thing, whatever it was. The look of Ian being older, I don't know, I thought it wasn't that convincing of the makeup and whatever, but the idea that he wound up in the future, that's been a theory. They've spoken about it a few times on the show already. The fact that the limitation being removed could essentially mean a trip to the future is possible. I mean, I had an idea for a long time the finale would take place in a version of the future, though I expected it to be less dystopian and more alternate universe type of thing where evil leapers hang out, basically. That could still be true, I guess. You ready for my theory though? That's not Ian. I mean, it is Ian, but throughout the veil of the imaging chamber, Ben sees Ian and Ian sees Ben, but they're both leapers. We already know that at some point, Ian leaps. And we also know that when you're a leaper, you see the other leaper's true face. So I would imagine that that's what we're seeing now. We're not seeing regular old face Ian, but Ian's inside somebody else. Not that it actually matters, but yeah, the next episode should be good. At some point, I think it was Raymond Lee who promised that all the questions that you had in season 1 would eventually be answered in the finale. So I'll have my notebook at the ready, but I also doubt it. I don't think he quite realizes how many questions and theories people have while watching this show. There's a lot. Anyway, only time will tell. This episode was fine. It was good, you know, on a 1 to 10 scale, I might give it a 7, right? It was decent, but I'm hoping against all odds that the finale will be a 10. They owe that to us, a perfect 10. What do you guys think we'll see in the future for this finale? Will Sam finally show up? Even for a tease at the end? Will the evil leapers be there? Will Martinez, will Janice be in the episode? I guess we'll have to find out later. Until then, guys, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and bell to be notified for my next Quantum Leap review. And until then, peace out.